Hello guys. Welcome to Top Anime Sensei. This video is the part 6 of chapter 1 volume 10, The Smooth Operation of Labyrinth. So if you have not watched the previous parts, then please go check them. The links are in the description. And if you like the video, please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. So without any further delay, let's start. Ramirez-san is a demon lord? And Veldora-san is a dragon. Oh my god, there's no way. He had lost himself at learning that the people in contact with him this entire time were a demon lord and the storm dragon. It looked as if his soul had gone to heaven. I should have made sure to introduce them from the start. This was my miscalculation. But it was Masayuki's fault as well. During our last meeting, he was a bit too casual and relaxed. That's what led to my misunderstanding that Masayuki already knew who those two were. Even though they say that ignorance is a sin, it may sometimes be a blessing. To have gained recognition without himself even being aware of it, I once again realized that Masayuki's luck was not to be underestimated. It was Miles who extended a helping hand to Masayuki. Ramirez-sama, please don't force this upon him. It will make Masayuki-sama very troubled. It's probably because Miles was Masayuki's fan. He seemed to think that Ramirez was just joking around. To Ramirez's demand, the kind-hearted Masayuki must be very troubled. That's probably what he thought. Normally, his fantasy should have been diminished at this point. Was it because of Masayuki's skill? No, that's not the case. How should I put this? Miles really seemed to have faith in Masayuki. This is Miles. He's a trustworthy consultant of mine. The financial department of the Tempest Federation is handled by him. In other words, he's the Minister of Finance. I am Miles, pleased to make your acquaintance. Ahaha, Miles-san is such a nice guy. You are too kind. I'm just a black market. As Miles-san has said, I can't be Ramirez-san's lackey. Because I've already promised to assist Mikami. Promised to assist Rimuru-san, Masayuki explained to Ramirez with an apologetic gesture. That is a good point as well. After all, Rimuru really knows his way around recruiting people. His expression was like he knew me all too well. I don't get it. Ramirez decided to join in as well. Then that can't be helped. Rimuru sure is cunning. For some reason, Veldora suddenly began to brag arrogantly on the side. Gahahaha, there aren't many reliable men like Rimuru out there. Ramirez, I'd advise you to give up on one-upping Rimuru. Let's not mind that, introduce Masayuki now. Or else this conversation can't continue. Although, it seemed that everyone already knew his name, so this almost felt like an afterthought. You have a point. Then, Masayuki, please introduce yourself. As I finished, Masayuki nodded as he replied. Right. Some of you probably already know me. My name is Masayuki. I came from the same world as Rimuru-san. That's why I'm helping him out. I seem to be called a hero a lot by people. Please don't take it seriously. Masayuki turned to face everyone, straightened his back, and began to introduce himself in earnest. When he called himself a hero, he seemed eager to add that's a running joke. But considering Miles was present, he didn't say it out loud. Even though he had already met everyone here during the last conference, it was pretty impressive of him to be able to crack a smile in front of Veldora and Ramirez. He's got great potential. Perhaps the reaction the bystanders had to him wasn't entirely the doing of Chosen One. Could it be that they were simply more influenced by Masayuki's own personality? I doubt his unique skill alone would have such a great impact. But, well, that's something I'd have to examine in due course. While thinking this over, everyone had finished introducing themselves. We had all settled in our seats. Last time, we had an emergency meeting, but this time we were in no hurry. There was a casual mood in the air. Speaking of which, Masayuki-chan, you are really good. Our success was all thanks to you. Ramirez shouted excitedly as soon as she was seated. While on the topic, Miles is mighty ingenious as well. Your call to not lower the difficulty of the labyrinth was remarkably prescient. Veldora praised Miles as well. I agreed with both of their views. Indeed, we can achieve great success when we all cooperate and contribute ideas. You are too kind. I am glad to be of help for everyone. It was nothing extraordinary, it was all due to everyone's hard work. As they finished praising each other, we began to discuss the current state of the labyrinth. Our performances were looking up. During the peak sessions of the labyrinth, it was so good as to make Miles shout with joy. Moreover, the visitors to the town would all rest at the inns and use the services of the restaurants. I heard that business had been booming lately. Here are the reports, Miles said as he handed me some documents. Veldora and Ramirez were interested as well, so I gave them each a copy. I had Raphael-san run the numbers in detail. This way I would make sure that the content was in order. Let's see now. I glanced through the report. Fortunately, I could turn into my humanoid figure in times like this. Even though I could still read documents in my slime form, in terms of efficiency in tackling work-related matters, the humanoid form was definitely much more convenient. It seemed that after our renovation to the labyrinth, it had been running smoothly. It could be verified by the statistics in this report. Looks like our promotion has had a great effect. Yes sir. Murmiles nodded happily. It's been bustling with work every day. I wasn't sure if Veldora and Ramirez had a clue what they had in front of them, but they were staring at the report intently. The content was mainly the recent financial details with some special matters documented as well. For instance, adventurer ID card details. Murmiles asked for Yuki's assistance so that we could check through adventurer ID cards to confirm permission to enter the labyrinth. It was a type of magical card that also monitors the user's health status. It was a very convenient tool that occasionally recorded their status. The fee for entering the labyrinth was 3 silver coins. The card production was handled entirely by the Freedom Association. It was meant to reduce the workload at our service window. Our nation would issue a simplified version of the card as well at a price of 10 silver coins. Most people had the card from the association, but occasionally there were people who would purchase the simplified cards. Considering the profits we reaped from that process, the entry fee for the labyrinth alone earned us a sizable income. In addition, the report also mentioned the 3 items crafted by Ramirez. The resurrection bracelet, it was only given out for free the first time. The reason for providing a free sample was to allow people to experience the convenience of the product. They would have to purchase it from the second time onward. The price was 2 silver coins, a very reasonable price, because this resurrection bracelet would heal all the severe wounds inflicted before death, and then revive the person. In addition, if someone were to enter the labyrinth again without wearing the resurrection bracelet, although they'd have to bear the responsibility, we still didn't want lives to be lost out of negligence. To facilitate purchasing them, we situated the revival point next to the counter. This way, the resurrection bracelet became a necessity. It was selling like hotcakes, the best, in fact, among the 3 items. The item return whistle was limited to single-person usage. The benefit of it was that it could return the user to the outside instantly. It was a lifesaver when you got lost. In essence, it was an item made for emergency usage. Its price was rather high, at a cost of 30 silver coins. Those who tried to save some cash by buying a resurrection bracelet instead of a return whistle should reconsider their choices. After all, while you could return to the entrance after death in this way, you also had a chance to lose your equipment. Despite keeping your armor intact, any weapons that fell out of your hands would be left behind. There aren't many people who risked returning by dying. That's probably why the item sold that well. The sale of recording crystal was a lot worse than we expected. However, there was a history where a large amount of it was purchased. It cost 1 gold coin, an expensive price as it would convert to around 100,000 yen. You could easily utilize death to return to the entrance by using this item. I'm guessing that some people may be very stubborn in challenging the guardians, so it'd be very dangerous to give away these items cheaply. This was why we set the price this high. Even with that being case, I still thought there would be demand for it. Upon reaching the deeper floors, the difficulty of the floors would increase drastically. Given that the checkpoint only appears every 10 floors, it must give the challengers the impression of trying to reach Heaven's Gate. I always thought that it would one day become profitable, even if just a little. Some people would surely find it useful. There were also other ideas, such as lending weapons and armor. But they didn't seem to be profitable yet. This gear was prepared by Kurabi. They were of excellent quality. The only people using this seemed to be the ones who lost their weapons during their last attempt. Everything seemed to be going smoothly. However, even if we finally landed some success, we still couldn't get careless. Times like these require even more caution. The fastest progressing team had been doing well. So far no one had deserted. They were gradually delving into deeper floors. Fortunately for us, they managed to inspire other challengers' motivation. They would come back to the labyrinth even after failed attempts, and our sales had been going up because of it. We must maintain this flow. I want to challenge the labyrinth again. If we could get everyone to think that, it would be surprisingly easy to get over 1,000 customers in one day. Well then, according to Murmiles-kun's report, we have been very successful. However, we must not be satisfied just yet. Please feel free to express any feedback you have. In order to keep everyone on their toes, I said this to give it a head start. Ramirez was the first to react. I got something. Then Ramirez-kun, please take the stage. Well, it's about the spirit wielder's spirit communication. It's a blind spot for us where they can gain information from the spirits. But I can actually interfere with it. So, what should we do? Interference you say. Although I did want to sabotage them a bit, that did also seem rather despicable. Because our customers were using totally valid ways of progressing, if we were to use unethical tricks to interfere it would seem to be unfair. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched the previous parts, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.